All right, looks like I am live here in Highway 6440 here in St. Louis. Protesters met up at the Schnucks parking lot. We're driving to another action. Decided mid-drive to exit vehicles and proceed to do a highway shutdown here, which has been very hard to do with police guarding the highways from marching protesters. What's up, buddy?
Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Our streets! 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 We're looking at whose highway? Our highway! Whose highway? Our highway! Our highway! Whose highway? Our highway! Whose highway? Our highway! Our highway! Our highway! Whose highway? 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 Our highway! They think it's a joke! 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 It ain't no joke! It ain't no joke! It ain't no joke! It ain't no joke! No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace!
Everybody needs to stand in front of a car because the cops are getting plates. So stand in front of a car that got plates.
This is what community looks like. 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 No peace. No profits. 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 No profits.
When black lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When black lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When black lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I know 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 that we will win.
Crowd now linking arms and slowly moving down Highway 64. So they held the space for a good 20 minutes at least. They were here before we showed up. There's still more people because the caravan did get broken up a little bit, but that was part of expectations with the strategy in place. So you see protesters linking arms. They chanted for a bit. Now they are slowly marching down the highway.
United we stand. Divided we fall. 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 Close highway. Our highway. Close highway. Our highway. Close highway. Our highway. Close highway. Our highway. They think it's a game. They think it's a joke. They think it's a game. They think it's a joke. They think it's a joke. They think it's a game. They think it's a joke. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No profit. No justice. No profit. No justice. No profit. No justice. No profit. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show them what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show them what community looks like. This is what community looks like. Show them what community looks like. This is what community looks like. Everybody be as loud as you can. We got an audience, so let them hear.
Yeah.
No justice! No profit! 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 No profit! No justice! No profits! No justice! No profits!
Get out the grave.
Stay tight! Stay tight!
Got police coming up from behind us now.
Where we going? We going. Step. 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 Step.
United we stand!
Divided we fall.
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 Don't slow down for camera!
Divided we fall.
You can't stop the revolution!
You can't stop the revolution.
You can't stop the revolution!
You can't stop the revolution.
You can't stop the revolution!
You can't stop the revolution. You can't stop the revolution. You won't stop the revolution. You won't stop the revolution. They can't stop the revolution. They won't stop the revolution.
Long highway!
Our highway.
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 They think it's a game!
They think it's a joke.
They think it's a game!
They think it's a joke.
They think it's a game!
They think it's a joke. They think it's a joke.
Long streets!
Our streets.
Long highway!
Our highway.
Long streets!
Our streets.
They think it's a game!
They think it's a joke.
They think it's a game!
They think it's a joke.
They think it's a game!
They think it's a joke.
They think it's a game!
They think it's a joke.
You guys can employ it, and you don't smell it, or you don't experience it for a minute or two. It's a delayed reaction. And as long as it's so bad, you're not going to get it down. Now it's a protest here. There's the exercise of First Amendment. So, police here have got
When black lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When black lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When black lives are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When they say move back, we say fight back. Move back.
Fight back!
Move back.
Fight back!
When they say move back, we say fight back. Move back.
Fight back!
Move back.
Fight back!
Move back.
Fight back!
Move back.
Fight back!
They think it's a game.
They think it's a joke!
They think it's a game.
They think it's a joke!
They think it's a game.
They think it's a joke!
They think it's a game.
They think it's a joke!
United we stand.
Divided we fall!
United we stand.
Divided we fall!
United we stand.
Divided we fall!
United we stand.
Divided we fall! Our highway! Our highway! Our highway! Our highway! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our highway! They can't stop the revolution! They can't stop the revolution! They won't stop the revolution! They can't stop the revolution! They won't stop the revolution! They won't stop the revolution!
We're going to exit on Jefferson so that we can get off the highway.
No profits! No profits! Police! Police!
tighten up.
Can't leave you. Because you see, when you're looking at your screen, you're not paying attention to as much people around you. You're not going to get We'll do that. We'll do that. You free. That's because that's what
This is what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like! This is what community looks like! This is what community looks like! I believe that we will win! I believe that we will win! I know that we will win! I know that we will win! If we don't get it, shut it down! 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 Said if we don't get it, shut it down! No justice! No profits! No justice! No profits! No justice! No profits! No justice! No profits! Say I believe! I believe! I believe that we will win! I believe that we will win! Say I know! I know that we will win! I know that we will win! If black lives are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! If black lives are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! And what do we do? Stand up, fight back! And what do we do? Stand up, fight back! And what do we do? Stand up, fight back! No profits! No profits! Police! No racist! Police! No racist! Police! They can't stop the revolution! They can't stop the revolution! They won't stop the revolution! They won't stop the
So it looks like the police actually diverted traffic on the other side of the highway where no protesters are. See they brought in highway vehicles pushing everybody off into the exit. The only thing I could assume for that is so they could use this lane to bring cops up in the wrong way so they can get more cops up from that direction. You do see the crowd marching, though. Don't know how long they're planning on staying on the highway, but they do have an exit strategy. So it's not, I don't believe the plan is to just hold the highway until the cops move in. So let's see how the cops handle this if they choose to escalate or de-escalate the situation tonight. It's about 30 or more cop cars trailing right behind us in the left 2 lanes here now. And again, they're diverting this. Well, now there's traffic on the other side of us because they diverted it just up ahead. I think the cops thought that people were just going to stop there, which is typically what happens during a highway shutdown. I don't know if they were anticipating people to link up and march like they're doing down the highway here. So cops having to re-strategize, figure out what's going on and what they're going to do. Protesters keeping them on their toes tonight.
I believe that we will win. I know that we will win.
So people who are monitoring the cars behind us, giving a little bit more breathing room, while now getting closer to me. Realizing probably how far they were from the back. Small groups in the back of a march like this are very vulnerable to being picked up by police, as we saw the other night when the Reverend was tasered just for being in the back of the march at Ballpark Village. Bunch of police speeding ahead of us on the Jefferson Bridge here.
Stay tight, y'all. Come on out the street, y'all. Stay tight. Come on out.
Happened, and so they're trying to retreat and like go to another spot.
This guy, ready for rain? The Black Lives Matter umbrella. Vehicles trying to get through.
Into the street.
He's with us.
So protesters now exiting the highway after holding space and then marching down the highway. Again, I think police, they cleared off the highway back where protesters first took the highway, thinking they were going to use that to bring in cops and surround people on all sides. Protesters actually had a plan to march down the highway and get off at an available exit, which you're doing right now.
Tighten up! Tighten up! Let's go, y'all! Tighten up!
Tight.
Tighten up!
Tight.
Tighten up!
Tighten up.
Tighten
Pull
up.
together.
We got the
Pull
cause to
together.
stop this
All
lane.
the way to the end.
We got
All
the
way
cause
to
to
the
stop
end.
this lane. We okay. We are. We need to be as tight as possible, y'all. Don't give them time to get their
300. Everyone.
Head forward.
This is what democracy looks like.
even out of the
Dozens of police cars behind us now.
Move back because you're watching. Move back because you're watching. Move back. Come on.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the sticks on Jefferson and I'm gonna leave this involved this down. I'm gonna leave the sticks right there.
Probably like people like Z. He knows how to follow directions.
Cops seem to be stopped at the bottom of the entrance ramp onto Jefferson, not moving forward at this moment. There's a few pedestrian cars on the ramp ahead of them. Okay, and I am starting to see movement in the police vehicles now. Slowly, the center line of cop cars is moving up. Protesters are off the highway at this point, off of 64. I mean, now I'm getting a better view of how many cops are on the highway there. A couple dozen was an understatement, because they've moved already a dozen up the ramp, and there's still 5, 10, 15, 20 plus on the highway that was behind us following along.
They think it's a joke. They think it's a joke. It ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. Our streets. 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 No profit. No profit. No profit. No profit. No profit.
Waiting on us in the market.
Where do they want other folks who are on the highway now to go?
The market, Jefferson Market.
Officer staging at Jefferson and MLK.
Yeah.
Whatever that's called.
So we'll let our boys know. Somebody just told me to get
Hearing reports cops are staging at Jefferson, which we're on, and MLK. So we'll see if the St. Louis decide to leave the Riot King Rossomano at home like they should, with all the heat going on right now with him and what we're uncovering. Or are they going to send Rossomano into the lines to inflame the crowd like he always does every time he shows up? We'll see. But either way, look at RevZ TV. For the rest of the week, we've got more pieces, more discoveries to come from 0311 Tactical. We've got a team working on it right now. We know you're scrubbing your websites, 0311. We're watching you do it in real time. We're archiving it, so you can do whatever you like. We've got the evidence that's indisputable, and it's going to be coming out all week long, so pay attention to the website. Also, the Post-Dispatch is in tandem doing tit-for-tat articles exposing Rossomano and his double-dipping into the city. So pay attention to the Post-Dispatch all week and pay attention to us. None of us are done, and no matter pressure that Rossomano or the FOP can put on us individually or people we know will stop us, so police walking towards us, the march now, from just about a block or so away, according to somebody in a car that just stopped and let us know. I do hear tons of sirens in front of us at this point. You see protesters only taking one side of Jefferson at this point. They're off the highway. So if police decide to do something stupid at this point, it's just their own revenge, which they have been doing all week long, so I would not put it past the SLMPD.
You're in the corner, Bruce.
Again, dozens of cop cars in front of us now. There are literally more cop cars behind and in front of us than there are protesters in the streets at the moment. In case my feed goes down, I think I know Lachelle Elk is live streaming. I saw Dirk earlier, Riot Cops coming now. TYT Politics is also here live, so their feed is HD live in case we go down. Riot Cops now blocking off the street, or crossing the street. Protesters are exiting the street to the sidewalk. You see this in the camera right now. Hundreds of Riot Cops coming this way.
Yeah.
They formed the riot line completely from sidewalk to sidewalk.
Yeah, there's no getting through right here. They got it completely blocked off.
Building to wall.
If they would have let just march go where the march wanted to go, it would eventually dissipate. But when they do this, it inflames tensions. A militarized force showing up to peaceful people, linking arms hand in hand. They peacefully left the highway on their own accord. Again, this is just more heavy-handed, what Rossomano said after the kettle. This is how it's going to be every day, every night. Doesn't matter about our First Amendment rights. Doesn't matter about any of that. They're just doing revenge daily now at this point when people tried to march. So we've got the riot line in front of us here. We've got dozens and dozens and dozens of cop cars behind us. They have us completely blocked in. They've already done an illegal kettling here in St. Louis once. You see, nothing has been done tonight. There would be no reason for such, they could have no excuse for any such maneuver tonight. Doesn't stop them from attempting or getting heavy-handed or starting to mace people.
Do y'all want to lock us up or do y'all want us to disperse? Do y'all want to lock us up or do y'all want us to disperse?
Who's in charge?
Okay, cool. Thank you.
What do you say?
So you see, he kindly asked, do you want us to disperse or do you want to lock us all up? No commander in charge, no response, no communication. And this is a common thing here in St. Louis. They do not communicate with people, and when they do, they send Rossomano or one of those clowns. They have plenty of people who know how to deal with people, that could talk to people and tell them what they wanted. Doesn't mean people have to agree with what they want, but they're not even communicating that tonight. No dispersal warnings given. No communication from the police at this point whatsoever. I see dozens more riot cops behind forming up over here. Looks like possibly state troopers. It's hard to tell from here. They're sending them on the other side of us now. They're boxing the other side. So this is they're making a third wall of cops now. We have riot cops behind us. They are circling everybody in. They have not issued any orders to disperse. They have not issued any commands. They are not giving a route of exit.
So, explain what they're doing. So this is what they're doing. They're doing the same thing. Explain what they're doing here.
Right now, it seems they're forming a kettle again where they have it blocked off on two sides. They're forming another line of cops here to close us off on the third side. There's no exit on the back side, so that's a closed-off kettle. They've given us no dispersal warnings, no communication. We tried asking them if they wanted us to disperse or if they're going to arrest us all. No communication. There's nobody in charge that's communicating right now.
Wow.
So basically, it's entrapment, is what it is.
And to arrest everyone.
They're trapping the protesters here, the journalists here. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a couple over there.
They got all three corners blocked off except one, which there's no way out. This is kind of have buildings right here, behind here, blocking everything. So they have.
And also, just look at the difference here. You have people looking like they're ready to go into battle in Baghdad versus people mostly unarmed over here.
They're issuing move back commands again. We're closed down on all sides again. There's nowhere to move. We're being kettled again.
They're basically closing in on all sides, so there's no exits for the protesters. Presumably to then either beat them or...
You saw us ask what their orders were. They have not communicated and are still not communicating, just moving the riot cops in at this point.
What you're watching right now is
Move where? Move where? You're blocking the sidewalk. Get off the sidewalk. Move where? You don't supposed to be there. Listen. We good. Move where?
We are blocking it.
Where we moving to?
You can't block off the sidewalk.
Where we moving? Where we moving to?
We don't see no riot here.
Why are y'all in riot gear?
We don't see no riot here.
Why are you in riot gear?
We don't see no riot here.
Why are you in riot gear?
We don't see no riot here.
Why are you in riot gear?
We don't see no riot here.
Why are you in riot gear?
We don't see no riot here.
Why are you in riot gear?
We don't see no riot here.
Why are you in riot gear?
We don't see no riot here.
Why are you in riot gear?
Move where? Move where?
There's nowhere to move.
Y'all said move.
Again, we are blocked in on all sides, and they're moving in again on us again. A kettling like 2 weeks ago on Sunday.
Where?
There's
They're
been
not letting us
no
move 'cause they blocking everywhere.
no communication.
Sidewalk. On both sides.
Move
I just told
where?
y'all both sides.
But they're not.
So if they arrest me,
Where's Rassamano?
that's going to be the biggest lawsuit.
Yes, yes.
You
Make sure
understand?
you get all of them.
I got all of it.
Luckily,
All of it.
million for every time you swing.
they won't be able to do
All right,
it in
straight.
secret. Ty is up there right in front of them. Hey, Ty, be careful there.
We are
Bring on the front. Hey.
So we're being blocked up now. This is an official kettle. We have cops behind us now too.
Are they dropping the sand?
Cops on all four sides. No dispersal warnings. No communication.
Line right up here on this fence.
Please get this out, folks. They're about to mass arrest everyone here.
Okay, I'm giving you notice that you're violating a St. Louis City ordinance that requires you to leave. It requires you, sir. The ordinance requires you to allow pedestrian traffic on the side.
Can I talk to him real
You
quick?
have it closed.
Communication to the city, can that be communicated to the city?
Yes, and that's what we're trying to do.
Well, you need to communicate with the city
And I'm doing the
quickly.
best I can. You got to understand that. I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm trying to explain this to you.
Can I ask you some calm questions, Laura?
Absolutely.
So we have not gotten any communication. We haven't heard a dispersal warning. We asked them over there. They told us to move back, and we asked where we can go because clearly we're closing on four sides now. So can you let me know anything?
All I know is that we're trying to work with our partners in St. Louis City to figure out how they want to deal with this. This is all happening in St. Louis City right now.
Right,
Okay,
you can't come
okay.
into our city and violate a St. Louis City ordinance.
Can we get? Is there anybody that can communicate to us
I'm
what
trying
is
to-
happening?
Do you have a public
Yes, I've got
information
my-
officer?
I'm answering one question at a time, my man. Just one question.
It's hard. It's hard. It's tense right now. I appreciate you
right.
talking
Everybody
to me.
needs to take a deep breath,
Yep,
man.
yep.
Everybody's
We just
fine.
want some
Nobody got hurt.
communication,
No, I understand.
and I understand that you're county, and so if you could please point us to somebody that could give us
I
a
know.
clear.
We're doing that right now. So
Okay.
we're on the phone trying to talk to our
So
counterparts.
will you talk to me before everyone gets mass
Absolutely.
arrested, please?
Absolutely.
I got you on camera saying that.
Absolutely. I
Thank
will
you,
try to
Laura.
give you as
I will.
much advance
I'm going to
notice
be
as I can.
right here on this side.
Okay.
I would appreciate that.
No problem.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
St. Louis County is violating the ordinance that requires them.
So again, that's Lieutenant Lohr from St. Louis County, which technically doesn't have jurisdiction in the city. It's very strange. That's a long story. But long history with Lohr. He was commander a lot of times during the Ferguson protests. And when he was on scene, a lot of times he was very good at de-escalating. He respected the crowd. He respected his officers. And he got respect from both. It's nice to see him here, but sadly, since he doesn't have jurisdiction, so they are moving the line up to.
Let me go see if I
Thank you, Laura. I appreciate it. So, Laura, he's restricted by his jurisdiction. He's going to try to find out for me what is going on here. There's been no communication.
I'm actually going to see if I can.
Nothing, not one item has been thrown at officers all night long.
All under arrest. Are you kidding me? For doing what? We're standing on the sidewalk.
Where's the route of egress?
I don't think anybody's leaving right now.
Nobody's leaving? Are we being detained?
Yes, you're being detained.
I'm being detained.
Steven.
I know you're trying to be argumentative here, but
No, he's trying to get you.
I'm trying to get you on the record. So when we depose you, when we put you on the stand, you
okay,
say
man.
the right
I've heard all this before, man. Okay. I don't have time to argue with you right now. All right, I'm just trying to do my job.
So we're being detained
It sounds like
right
they're
now.
going to be making arrests.
How many arrests?
That I don't know.
He said tighten up, charge their line.
He said tighten up, charge their line. Man,
Who's charging the line?
I've overheard that. Here's the thing, okay?
Right.
These people, if they are arrested, they're not going to resist.
I know that.
So you
That's
were
why I stand
you
up
were
here
there
like
when
this.
they kettled us before.
I was not. I was here at the very end when you guys were getting picked up, but I wasn't there when it happened. Yes, ma'am. Floor.
Chief Floor.
No. Thank you for promoting me, but I'm a lieutenant.
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
Lieutenant.
They're ordering people to sit on the ground, or they will be
You're
maced.
all under arrest. Are they going to spray us again?
Are they crazy?
I don't see any reason why they would.
I mean,
no.
these people are insane.
I don't see any reason why they would either. But
I
you
don't see
don't
a
see a reason to do it, right?
No, it looks like everybody's cooperating completely.
Oh, wow.
A mass arrest.
This is absolutely outrageous.
This is a mass arrest. See, this is.
They're performing mass arrests right now.
Protesters are chanting, but they are not resisting. They're chanting, but they are not resisting. They're chanting, take one, take all. Please, if you are out there watching this stream, please go to the jail fund, go to the legal fund and donate. Even if it looks like it's near its
How do
max.
they find it?
Donate, because we're going to have to pay for all these people to have lawyers.
How do they find it, Keith?
Please go to bit.ly/STLBAIL. STL bail. All lowercase. bit.ly/STLBAIL. It's also a pinned tweet on my personal Twitter @KWRose. These protesters are peaceful. This is passive resistance.
What's up, Revolutionary Z?
They got on the highway, they got off the
Guys,
highway.
this is Revolutionary Z. He's been out with us since Ferguson.
Sit on the ground. Sit on the ground right now.
Illegal observers. We are legal observers.
Hey, sit over there so you can get a better shot.
I can't.
Sit down on the ground right now. You're under arrest right now. Sit down on the ground. You're under arrest. Sit down on the ground.
I'm turning off my phone.
Sit down with the camera. Sit down.
You're yelling, sit down with the
Sit
camera.
down on the ground. You're under arrest.
You're under arrest.
You're under arrest. Sit down right now.
You've been told to leave the area.
Sit down. Leave the area.
You told us that this person had nowhere to go.
Sit down.
Can't
Sit
arrest
down on the
press.
ground. Sit down.
You didn't tell us this person
Sit down on the ground.
Telling them to leave the area, but where are you telling them to
They're not
go?
telling anyone to leave the area.
They have not told anyone to leave the
They're
area.
arresting a legal observer. They're arresting a legal observer.
Don't get up.
They're arresting a lawyer.
Not get up. Not get up.
They're arresting a legal observer from the National Lawyers Guild. He was a priority. I don't know why.
Do not get up.
We have other local news stations out here that's getting arrested as well. Okay, let me put a phone.
Hey, do not resist. Excuse me. Why is he under arrest? Okay, why is he under arrest?
Do not get away from me.
Do not face me again.
He said, do not face me again.
Right here. Tony.
They are still arresting the legal observer. Looks like they're pulling him.
Sir? Do you have any weapons on your shirt?
Only got your little system.
Do you have any weapons on your shirt?
You want to sit that down? I got a couple shirt.
Do what do you want me to do?
Are you arresting the people with cameras first? You just arrested
We're arresting you. You are under
I'm
arrest.
getting arrested. God damn it.
For what?
For being on the highway, you're under arrest.
Even
Lieutenant
though
Boyer
they
says
like
I am under
all the
arrest.
media as well.
Lieutenant Boyer
Everybody's
says you're
getting
under
arrested.
arrest.
I'm right here on the ground.
Everybody here
Should I grab? Should I grab
They
it?
got the
Okay.
fucking
Yeah, I'll make sure you get it.
I appreciate it.
Quit reaching in your
Pepper
pocket.
spray. Hey, he's
Stop
a
reaching
legal
in your
observer.
You're under arrest. Quit reaching in your pockets. All right, I want you to stand up,
They
sir.
said they gave us an order to disperse
Thank you.
and then
Yep. Go this way,
counter
please.
for every corner and would not let us leave. So now even the media is getting arrested.
So you know you're under arrest for being on the highway. We never gave you an dispersal order, ma'am.
I wasn't on the highway.
I was not on the highway.
I just got out my car down there at the gas
They
station.
got Red Z. These are targeted
I'm getting arrested. Call jail for telling my name.